Day number 1, video number 3. On this video, I'm going to show you how to create an object by using one of the modeling techniques. And basically, we're just going to use these basic geometries and put them together. That's the most basic way of doing it. If you can achieve whatever you want to do with these, there is no point of getting complicated and using deformers or NURBS. And what we're going to do is just a basic table. So for that, I'm going to use a few boxes. First, I'm going to start with this cube, and I'm going to change its measures to something like this. You can use these control points to increase or reduce the size of the object, or if you select it, you can also change it from here, from the attributes manager. So let's say I'm gonna make this table this big. It's gonna be on the x-axis, which is this one, 1500. Then on the y-axis, it's just gonna be 50 mil, and on the z-axis, let's say just 600. Once you've got the right size, then is about creating all the objects basically. So that's going to be the top of the table, and this is going to be one of the legs. So let me just change the size of it. This is going to be X. Let's make it 50. This one, let's make it 700, and this one here 50, something like this. So this is going to be one of the table legs. And this here is going to be the table top. Okay. And now, how do you move things together and be accurate while doing it? But there is one way of doing it, and it's this one here. You basically create a hierarchy between the objects. Now, as you move one object, the coordinates of that object will change. So now you can see the center point, which is the pivot point of that object, is being moved on the z-axis, 905 units. You can move it up, you can move it left, right, and you can see how that changes. Now, if I move this object as well, you can also see it changes. The thing is, if you want to actually move this box, so this edge and that edge gets aligned with this edge of that edge, it will be quite tricky of doing it because of the the values you've got here. So if you drag this leg and make it a child of the top of the table, you can know you're doing that because of these arrows. So if the arrow is pointing downwards, once you are above the tabletop, that means the table leg is going to be a child of the top. So whatever you move the top, the leg will go with it. And now also the coordinates of the child is going to be relative not to the world origin but to the parent, which is the tabletop. So if I take these values down to 0, 0, 0, I'm moving the center of the leg to the center of the top. Now all we need to do, let me just get 4 different views, is to reduce or increase the value on the X, Y, Z just to get it to the right place. But now you know that the value you put here is relative to the parent object. Now the size of the leg, let's just check here, which is that's the leg. It's basically the height, it's 700 millimeters, and the thickness of the table is just 50. So if I do something like this on the z-axis, or actually not the z, the y-axis, I'm going to move this y minus 350. That'll move it halfway down. Also, we need to include the thickness of the table, but in this case just half. See, it's just halfway down. So I'm going to add here minus 25, and there you go. Now once you've got it there, now we need to move it, you see, left or right to align this side and that side. We're going to do the same with the X and Y. So the length of the table, it is 1500, and the width 600. So I'm going to move it here, let's say on the X-axis, which is this one here, half of it. So that will be 750. But we also need to remember over here the thickness, you see, of the leg. So that will be 750 if we go into the left, minus 25, because basically the total length is 50, so just halfway. Now over here is going to be just the same, so 300, that way, and you can do it all together. So if you do 300 minus 25, or just type the number, it will do it for you. But you can use math equations over here if you want to. Now once we've got one of the legs, look what I'm going to do. I'm just going to drag and drop it just right below these, but while you're doing that, just hold down control, so that creates a copy automatically. So this leg is supposed to be on the other side, so all you have to do is take that value and add a negative symbol over there, so that will take it to the other side. Then we take that one again, control down, you click and drag, and you create another copy. Make sure it's still a child, yeah, of the tabletop. And then we take this value, also negative. Then we create another copy again right there, and this value, we delete that symbol, and that will create another copy. And there you go, that's your table over there.